Waking up to wet sheets can be heartbreaking. Not just for your child, but for you too. If your child is struggling with bedwetting, this challenge isn't unique to you. And more importantly, there's help. In this video, we break down what doctors really want you to know. The proven steps that can make a real difference starting tonight. Let's take the stress out of bedwetting, together. Let's start by understanding what bedwetting really is. It's also called nocturnal enuresis, a medical term that simply means your child is urinating involuntarily during sleep. Now, this is super common. Most kids naturally gain full bladder control by around age 4, but sometimes it takes a little longer, and that's okay. Bedwetting can be tough. It can cause stress, embarrassment, and even shame for your child. As a parent, you might feel worried or frustrated too. But here's something important to remember. You are not alone. Millions of families around the world face this challenge every day. And here's the really good news. Bedwetting can be treated. There are safe and effective options available, including medications that help the bladder hold more urine, and behavioral therapies that teach healthy habits and boost confidence. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed, take a deep breath. Help is out there, and together we'll guide you through every step to support your child and turn those wet nights into dry, confident mornings. Now that we understand what bedwetting is, let's talk about what you can do at home to help your child. First and foremost, get clear instructions from your doctor. Before you leave the hospital or clinic, don't hesitate to ask any questions you have. No question is too small. It's essential to fully understand your child's care plan so you know exactly what steps to take once you're home. Next, remember to be supportive, not punitive. Bedwetting is not your child's fault, so reassure them with kindness and patience. Say things like, "This is not your fault," and never punish or blame your child for wetting the bed. That can hurt their self-esteem and make the problem worse. Instead, gently explain that bedwetting won't last forever, and you're there to help them every step of the way. Finally, it's important to create healthy bathroom habits. Encourage your child to use the toilet at scheduled times during the day. This helps train their bladder and build good routines. Make sure they go right before bedtime and again just before they fall asleep. Also, if your child wakes up at night feeling the need to pee, encourage him to get up and use the bathroom. Helping your child develop these habits can make a big difference over time. With patience, understanding, and these simple steps, you're already on the path to turning those wet nights into dry, happy mornings. Let's continue with what you can do at home to support your child on their journey to dry nights. First, let's talk about rewarding progress and building confidence. Every small win deserves celebration. A great way to do this is with sticker charts or small, meaningful rewards, like extra bedtime stories or a favorite activity. But here's the key. Praise the effort, not just the results. Even if the bed is still wet some nights, acknowledge your child's bravery, routine, and responsibility. Say things like, "I'm proud of you for trying," or, "You remembered to go before bed. Great job." Positive reinforcement goes a long way in boosting self-esteem and reducing anxiety. Next, make sure nighttime bathroom trips are as easy as possible. Use a nightlight in the hallway or bathroom so your child doesn't feel scared to get up. Clear any obstacles between the bed and the bathroom, rugs, toys, or furniture that might be in the way. If getting to the bathroom is difficult, consider placing a portable toilet or potty near your child's bed, especially for younger children or deep sleepers. When it's easy to go, they're more likely to try. Finally, let's talk about supporting bladder health and training. One simple but powerful habit. Limit fluids before bedtime. Start reducing liquid intake about 1 to 2 hours before sleep, and avoid drinks that irritate the bladder, like juice, soda, or anything with caffeine. This helps reduce the amount of urine the body produces during the night, giving your child a better chance at staying dry. Remember, these aren't magic fixes, but they're proven, effective habits that can lead to real progress. With your love, support, and consistency, your child will get there, one dry night at a time. Now, let's talk about some powerful strategies you can start using right away at home. Small changes that can make a big difference over time. First, be mindful of foods that can irritate your child's bladder, especially in the afternoon and evening hours. Certain foods and drinks may seem harmless but can actually make bedwetting worse. Try limiting or avoiding chocolate. It contains caffeine. Tomato products, like sauces and soups. Caffeinated drinks, even some sodas and teas. Citrus fruits and juices, like orange or lemon. And artificial sweeteners, often found in sugar-free gum and drinks. Cutting back on these can help calm the bladder and reduce nighttime accidents. Next, consider trying a bedwetting alarm system. These alarms detect moisture and gently wake your child as soon as wetness begins, helping train their brain to recognize the need to pee and wake up before an accident happens. Many families have seen great success with this method over time, especially when combined with positive reinforcement and patience. You can also support your child's bladder health by practicing daytime bladder training. This means encouraging your child to gradually hold their pee a little longer during the day. This helps stretch the bladder slightly so it can hold more urine, which may reduce nighttime wetting. And here's the most important thing to remember. With the right care, support, and consistency, your child can overcome bedwetting. It might take time, but it will get better. And when it does, both of you will finally get the restful, stress-free sleep you deserve. You're not alone in this journey, and your love and patience are already making a difference. Now let's talk about what happens after the initial steps, the follow-up care. Because bedwetting isn't just about one solution. It's a journey, and follow-up is the key to long-term success. First, make sure you keep all follow-up visits. Your child's doctor may schedule regular check-ins to see how things are going. These appointments are so important, not just to track progress, but to adjust the treatment if needed. Whether it's medication, behavioral changes, or both, your doctor needs to know what's working and what's not. So don't skip them. Staying consistent sends the message that this issue matters, and that your child's health is a priority. Second, know that mental health support may also play a role. In some cases, the doctor might refer your child to a psychologist or psychiatrist. And that's not a bad thing. In fact, it's incredibly helpful. These professionals can help your child cope emotionally, especially if they're feeling embarrassed, anxious, or frustrated. Provide support for your entire family's well-being, not just your child's. And importantly, they can help identify any underlying emotional or psychological causes that may be contributing to the bedwetting. Sometimes, bedwetting is simply developmental. Other times, it's connected to stress, anxiety, or major life changes like moving homes or starting school. A trained professional can help spot the difference. And here's the truth you need to hold on to. You're not alone. There is a plan, and it does work. With medical guidance, emotional support, and your love and encouragement, your child can absolutely overcome bedwetting. So stay patient, Stay informed, and keep going. You're doing better than you think. Let's talk about medications, and how they can help with bedwetting. In some cases, your doctor may recommend a safe, short-term medication to help your child stay dry during the night. These are not one-size-fits-all solutions, but they can make a big difference, especially when used alongside behavioral strategies. The first type is called bladder control medications. These help the bladder hold more urine overnight by relaxing the muscles that control it. This means fewer urges and fewer accidents during sleep. The second type is known as urine production medications. These work by helping the kidneys produce less urine while your child is sleeping, so the bladder doesn't fill up as quickly. This can be especially helpful for kids who are deep sleepers or have a naturally high urine output at night. But here's something important to understand. Medication is usually not the only solution. Doctors almost always recommend combining it with behavior therapy, like scheduled bathroom trips, bladder training, and positive reinforcement, for the best results. And remember, always follow your doctor's instructions carefully. That includes the right dosage, the right time of day, and any other precautions. Never stop or adjust medication without talking to your provider. And finally, let's be real. Medication is just one tool in the toolbox. Real, lasting progress comes from a combination of patience, praise, healthy habits, and emotional support. Because overcoming bedwetting isn't just about what's in a bottle. It's about what's in your routine, and how supported your child feels along the way. So stay consistent, stay hopeful, and keep believing. Dry nights are possible. Let's clear up one of the biggest worries parents have. Can my child still be active if they wet the bed? Yes, absolutely. Here's the good news. Bedwetting does not limit physical activity in any way. Your child can still run, play, swim, dance, and compete in sports, just like every other kid. There's no reason to hold them back from doing what they love. In fact, staying active is one of the best things you can encourage. It helps boost their confidence, improves emotional health, and reminds them that bedwetting is just one small part of who they are, not their whole identity. So whether it's soccer on the weekends, swimming at summer camp, or just running around with friends after school, let your child live fully. Let them have fun. Let them shine. Because bedwetting doesn't define them. And it certainly doesn't stop them from being amazing. While bedwetting is common and often harmless, it's important to know that it can come with some challenges, both physical and emotional. First, let's talk about skin irritation and rashes. When a child stays in wet pajamas or bedding for too long, their skin can become irritated, leading to diaper rash, redness, or even skin breakdown. To prevent this, keep the skin clean and dry. Use moisture barriers or ointments if needed, and make sure your child changes out of wet clothing quickly. Next, we need to address something even more important: the emotional and psychological impact. Low self-esteem is common in children who struggle with bedwetting. They may feel like something is wrong with them, or that they're different from their friends. Some kids even have trouble focusing in school, not because they don't understand the material, but because they're distracted by anxiety or embarrassment. They might also feel nervous at sleepovers, camps, or even when talking with peers. But here's the good news. With early support, loving reassurance, and simple strategies at home, these emotional struggles can be prevented or reversed. Let your child know they're not alone. Remind them that bedwetting is temporary, and that you're on their team. That kind of emotional safety, it's powerful, and it can help your child not just manage bedwetting, but truly thrive in all areas of their life. Knowing when to call the doctor is just as important as the care you provide at home. So here's what to watch for, and when to take that next step. If you notice any of the following signs, it's time to reach out to your doctor right away. Signs of infection. If your child has a fever of 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit that is 38 degrees Celsius or higher, is experiencing chills, or complains of pain while peeing, don't wait. These could be signs of a urinary tract infection, and they need medical attention. Changes in sleep patterns. If your child is suddenly not sleeping well, waking up a lot, or sleeping way more than usual, it could be a sign that something else is going on, physically or emotionally. Emotional or behavioral changes. Look out for your child becoming very sad, withdrawn, or unusually irritable. Bedwetting can affect emotional health, and these signs are your cue to get extra support. Constipation. If your child is passing hard, painful stools, or going days without a bowel movement, it can actually contribute to bedwetting. Yes, constipation and bedwetting are more connected than most parents realize. Blood in the urine. Even a small amount of blood is a red flag. It should never be ignored. Bedwetting that returns. If your child had stopped wetting the bed for 6 months or more, and then starts again, that's a sign to check in with your pediatrician. Something may have changed emotionally, physically, or developmentally. And remember, if you ever just feel unsure or uneasy, that's reason enough. You don't need to wait for a symptom to get worse. You are not overreacting. Trust your instincts. Because early action leads to peace of mind, quicker solutions, and better care for your child. Now, let's talk about one of the most important parts of caring for your child after a doctor's visit, something called the Teach Back method. What is Teach Back? It's a simple but powerful tool used by healthcare teams to make sure you fully understand your child's condition and how to care for them at home. Here's how it works. After the medical team explains something, they'll ask you to repeat it back in your own words. Not as a quiz, but as a way to double-check understanding, clear up any confusion, and make sure nothing important is missed. Before you leave the hospital, clinic, or office, you should feel confident saying, "I understand my child's condition." You should be able to explain what bedwetting is and why it's happening. I know how to reassure and encourage my child and help keep them dry. This includes everything from healthy habits to emotional support strategies. I know what to do if my child has a fever, chills, pain, or blood in their urine. Because knowing when to call the doctor can make a huge difference. And here's why this matters so much. When you leave feeling clear, confident, and prepared, your child gets better care. And you get peace of mind. No second guessing. No late night Googling, just a calm, empowered parent, doing what's best. So speak up, ask questions, repeat things back, because understanding your child's care, that's not just important, it's powerful. Still have questions about bedwetting? You're not alone. And the good news is, there are reliable, expert-backed resources out there just for parents like you. First up, familydoctor.org. Visit familydoctor.org/enuresisbedwetting for straightforward, medically reviewed info about what causes bedwetting and how to manage it at home. It's written in clear language, perfect for busy parents. Next, Kids Health. Go to kidshealth.org/n/parents/enuresis.html. This site breaks everything down, not just for parents, but also for kids and teens. You'll find helpful articles, animations, and tips that are easy to understand and emotionally supportive. And don't forget, NHS choices. If you're in the UK, or just want to see how bedwetting is handled internationally, check out nhs.uk/conditions/bedwetting. It offers trusted advice straight from the UK's National Health Service, with guidance for families and practical steps for every stage of this journey. Remember, knowledge is power. And when you're informed, you're in control. Not just of the condition, but of your child's confidence, your peace of mind, and your family's well-being. So take the next step. Click, read, learn, because the more you know, the better you can support your child and help them wake up dry, happy, and proud. Thank you so much for watching. Now that you've got the tools and know exactly how to support your child through bedwetting, you're ready to make a real difference. Remember, it's those small, consistent steps that add up to big changes. And the best part, you can start making those changes tonight. So, what's next? If this video helped you, please hit that like button. It really motivates us to keep sharing these helpful tips with parents just like you. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more expert parenting advice that can make your family life easier and happier. And please, share this video with other parents who might be feeling lost or overwhelmed, because everyone deserves to know there's hope for dry nights ahead. Finally, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below with your questions, your challenges, or even your success stories. Let's build a supportive community where we learn and grow together. Thanks again for being here. Now go out there and help your child wake up dry and confident.